Welcome back to Connections, and with us now is Deshandra Johnson, and she is the Director of Community Ed at LCC, and you brought a guest with you, Fatih Shataya, and you are going to be teaching a new class as a part of Community Ed coming up in the spring. So why don't you fill us in about what the class is all about?
Sure. It's actually called World Cultures of Lansing, and it's going to really entail three Saturdays in February, the second, third, and fourth Saturday in February. And it's from 9 to 12, and it pretty much really going to talk about the different cultures that is going on in Lansing. Lansing is becoming to be a lot more diverse than ever before. There's a lot of different groups of people that are coming into Lansing, whether for business or refugees or what have you, or education because of MSU and LCC. So there's definitely a much greater need for understanding those different cultures, as well as businesses are obviously trying to break the gap into going overseas to do business and what have you. They need to also get a better idea of what's out there. It's no longer just a language barrier. It's a lot more complicated than that. It's the gesture. It's how to do this, how to do the talking, how to negotiate, how to sit down and eat with them. You know, if you want to take them out for dinner. So there's a lot of different little things that we might not be thinking about day to day.
Give us a quick synopsis of your background, because I find it fascinating. And it started in Egypt, and here you are in Lansing, Michigan. So fill us in what your story is there.
Sure. I moved actually to the U.S. in 1989. I came as an immigrant back in '89. Started middle school here. Went to McDonough Middle School, then went high school, East Lansing High. So I'm, have lived here all my life. Really lived here more than I lived in Egypt, to be quite honest. Graduated from MSU in '99, and throughout all of that, I did a lot of different work. I worked in restaurants, I worked in hotels, I worked at LCC, I worked at MSU as well, and really it's been very exciting, because when I first came, I didn't speak a word of English. So it was one of those perfect things that you had to go through all of the tough things to learn the language and the culture, and so from that point on, '99 I graduated from MSU in marketing, got my degree, and then I worked for a national city at the time in the management training program, got my own branch in a very short period of time, and then back in 2006 I decided that enough of banking. It was perfect timing. And really started working with my brother at Big B. Between my brother and I, we own multiple Big B stores here in town, and Ann Arbor and Kalamazoo and Toledo. We're the biggest franchisees in Ann Arbor, and of Big B actually. We have about 20 currently, and we're probably putting a couple more this year. 7C Lingo started in 2007, and I had one of my clients at the bank at the time needed some help in some translation projects, and we were able to help him, and the idea really kind of started evolving from that initial client request to really to be something that is the community needs very, very much.
And then you started 7C Lingo to help bridge that communication barrier as well, right?
We do a lot of translation and interpretation. Interpretation is a different. Interpretation is when you have somebody sitting with us today and actually interpreting to a different language, similar to sign language, but it's another language. The translation is the documents and the websites and all of the exciting stuff. So there's a difference in there.
And Deshandra, your department probably loved having him approach you about offering this kind of new program, because you're always looking for what the community needs. And here's definitely a great example of how they can help LCC help the community. Talk about the program a little bit.
Yes. We at LCC have been looking at how can we build better international global relations in several departments as a part of a strategic planning mission. How do we reach diverse communities? And so with the continuing and community ed department, we will be working with Fatih to develop classes not just for community but also for business audiences. Just myself being recently traveling from Japan traveling to Japan, I know how important it is to know the culture, to know language, but also the nuances. And so we will continue to work with Fatih in developing classes that will help to address our population, which is so diverse. We have so many different languages here. You can find out more information about the classes that we're going to have and that are currently going to be offered actually this spring at lcc.edu/ECE, or just give us a call and register for these classes, 517-483-1860.
Wonderful. It's the World Cultures of Lansing in spring semester for the Community and Continuing Education. You're the instructor. Also 7C Lingo is your company.
Correct.
No one handed you anything, and look at you. I mean, thank you for being a part of Lansing and what you're doing through Big B and also through the LCC. It's appreciated.
Thank you.
And I know there's a need, and you're certainly going to help help the community that way.
Thank you. And we're always looking for people that are bilingual that want to make this a career.
Sure.
We're going to be offering another class in the summer that actually going to be talking about interpretation, how to become certified, and we're all
Awesome.
doing
Great.
Thanks
Fatih,
for
thank
being
you.
here.
Deshandra, thanks
Both of you.
again.
Yes,
Thanks.
All right, we'll be back with more on Connections right after these LCC messages.